Alright, what's up, ballers? Today I'm going to show you how to beat Challenge Mode Vane in Darkrise on World 0. So, starting with my build, I'm playing a Spirit Archer, and the only difference between the armor I'm using here and armor you'd use for any other boss is that I'm using Self-Destruct over Glass, and this basically gives you a second chance when you die on a cooldown, so it can actually happen multiple times in the same fight. So you'll definitely have a lot more survivability if you run Self-Destruct over Glass. And then also here's the armor I use normally. I don't use Energized because it doesn't work on Spirit Archer, and that's pretty much all I play at the moment, but Energized might work pretty well for some other classes instead of like Agility. Weapon is just Boss Bane. And for the pet, the abilities are the perks are pretty standard, but the best active skill for Vane is actually Penguin Slide, because it has a really high damage, I guess, scaling. But penguins are kind of hard to come by for new players. What's a lot easier pet to get is the slime. It only costs 400 dragon coins in the shop, which you'll get after, you know, a few Vane kills and doing the quests. So I'm just running a slime here. So heading into the Vane fight, the first thing you're going to want to do is pick up whatever power-up you see. There's usually one to start with. This is the pink power-up, so it gives you shields, similar to some other classes that can give you this effect. There's also the red power-up would be the biggest priority to pick up. The red power-up gives you a damage boost. The green power-up, if you're damaged, it'll give you a heal over time, so I would leave that one until you're damaged. And lastly, the blue power-up will recharge your ult. I don't think it works on Spirit Archer, so you'll see me avoid it in this video. But basically, the main thing you want to keep in mind for dodging Vane's attacks is to try to stand behind her. And you'll also see I tend to dodge over, you know, my right or her left shoulder a lot because of that breath attack she just used that starts, you know, on the opposite side. And we'll go back because you'll see if Vane's mouth is glowing, she's about to do a breath attack, and this can push you out of the arena. There's a firewall surrounding the arena. You will die if you get pushed into that. So if you ever see Vane's mouth glowing, then you're going to want to sidestep that. And so we'll just keep trying to stay behind the boss. And there's one of the green power-ups fading, and behind her is a red power-up. So I'm going to try to get that before I use my ult or anything. And let's skip ahead, I guess. Alright, so these large purple circles are pretty easy to dodge, but when they finish exploding, they'll summon these little enemies that you'll just want to group up and kill. But you'll notice that Vane has disappeared. She's flying in the sky now, and she's going to use one of 4 aerial attacks. So there's 4 patterns. One pattern is a spiral that starts in the middle and just creates an outward spiral. If this hits you, you might die instantly. So to avoid that one, it's still a good idea to be near the middle, just don't be directly in the middle. So that's the spiral attack. There's a circle attack, which draws a circle around mid, so mid would be safe, and then it draws various circles throughout the map. There's a triangle attack that draws a triangle around mid and bounces off the walls. I showed that at the end of this video, I guess. And then there's this line attack, which she's about to do here. So she does these lines of kind of weaker fire, where if these hit you, you probably won't die. And for the line attack, the safest spot would be near the edges. So for 3 out of those 4 attacks, you're best off being kind of in the middle, not directly in the middle, but like, you know, a couple yards out. And then she'll land. She might do a breath attack. Always be watching out for a breath attack when she lands. In this case, she did small purple circles. So small purple circles will just quickly, you know, chase you. So I would just mount up and focus on surviving here. Because if you have like, you know, like 10 people in your run, everybody has purple circles chasing them, and you're just gonna blow each other up. So I just prioritize living there, and they can blend into the floor too, and you won't see them. So when Vane is around 50% health, sometimes higher or lower, she'll disappear and spawn 2 mini bosses. So you're gonna want to save your ult and pet ability for that, and you want to try to line up both of them. I can't use it for 15 seconds, but so here's the mini bosses. They're pretty easy, but they will do a variant of that purple circle that chases you, but it'll be white or like yellow here. So my ult comes up, my pet ability, and I try to hit both of them at once. Kind of worked. They would probably die at that point if you're playing with other people. And there's the circles that chase you. I'd recommend mounting up if you're playing with other people. There's going to be a ton of these circles. It'd be an annoying way to die. And so you'll kill those. I'll skip ahead. And when you kill those, Vane is going to land, and if she doesn't do a breath attack, she's probably going to do this this dancing phase, I call it. So these like triangles, these cones start filling up, you know, one for each wing and then one in front of her, but basically the entire map's going to be fire except for behind her. You have to be under her tail. So to get there really quickly. And then you're going to keep rotating counterclockwise like this. You might not even be attacking her. You should just prioritize doing this dance and staying alive. And she'll do that, you know, 3 or 4 rotations, and then you're back to the normal fight. She's doing a breath. And then that's rinse and repeat. So I'll skip ahead. Oh, I'll show you this circle attack, I guess. So the first pattern, the first airstrike we saw was kind of like the lines I was talking about. So this is the circle attack. So generally, if you see her draw a circle next to you, then you can kind of guess where the next circle is going to be and try to stand in the center of that. And then when she lands, she usually likes to do a breath attack, so just be on the lookout for that. And we're back to the dance. And so this rinses and repeats. And okay. So here's where I killed Vane. Something is wrong. We're on challenge mode. So for Darkrise, you're gonna want to walk all the way to the edge of the arena, because if you're not, he'll do a large white circle attack in the middle. But if you're on the edges, he kind of just appears like this. And so Darkrise actually, he's got his own set of attacks, but he actually has less attacks than Vane, so you can kind of stay in front of him if you want. But this breath attack is a variant of Vane's breath attack, where the circle gets larger twice. So as soon as you see him doing this breath attack, you're just going to want to mount up and run. It's not worth fighting him here. See, the circle increased in size 2 times. And then fire gets dropped on the ground. So after that circle... so after that circle disappears, there's still going to be some fire on the ground, and you should wait a second to go in. You can see it's kind of storming in the arena, so watch out for those purple circles. He still does the breath attack, so if you see his mouth glowing, I think he's about to do it, then you should dodge to the side ASAP. You see, he really does nothing compared to Vane. He kind of just slowly walks at you. So there's breath, dodge that. Alright, so I'll skip ahead. But basically, when you get Vane to half health, or Darkrise I should say, when you get Darkrise to half health, he'll become immune. And then he'll summon some Shadow Dragons. The Shadow Dragons have to be defeated before you can attack Darkrise. But it's more important to stay alive, because as soon as he goes immune, he's going to do airstrikes. And he also, when he goes immune at 50%, he might breath you instantly. That's happened before, so you shouldn't turn your back on him like I am. But anyway, here's the shadows spawning. You're going to hit them for a little, but then you need to focus on surviving the airstrike. And it's spiral, so I'm just gonna hug right next to one of the spirals to make sure I'm in the gap here. We'll kill these shadows. When Darkrise lands, he'll immediately breath, 9 times out of 10, so there it is, dodge that. Luckily there's no firewall on the edge of the map, so you know he can't push you into that, but you'll probably still die if you don't have like fortress armor or something. But honestly, that's kind of rinse and repeat, isn't it? Yeah, you basically saw the whole fight. And then this is bonus footage. I was duoing with a guildie. So I just wanted to show you the triangle attack, if I could find it. Oh yeah, I think that was it. Defeat the shadows of Darkrise. He takes off, and I'll show you, this is where you might want to stand. So not exactly in the center, but halfway between the center and in this like ring, this gray ring, dark gray ring. And I notice it's the triangle attack, so I start watching it bounce off the walls. And that's it. See, the mid is pretty safe. The only time mid is not safe is if it's the spiral attack. And that's it. Thanks for watching.